Hi guys, welcome back to this new technology moment. Today again dedicated to dashcams. And if you're looking for the perfect dashcam for your vehicle, this might be exactly the right video to watch, especially if you're looking for a camera that does not interfere with the field of view or the aesthetics of your car. We're talking about OEM style dashcams like the MANGOAL 32D1BA. This is a 4K and Full HD dual cam combo. In this case, this camera is specifically designed for the Mazda 3 2018 Skyactiv. You'll find one for your specific model, not only as these harnesses may change over time, but also between different vehicle brands and models. And what I mean by that is that it fits not only the support of the rear view mirror, but also its connector, taking advantage of the wiring harness of it. This makes wiring much easier and straight through. You may find variations of this camera with GPS module, with rear view camera, and the idea today is to bring to you exactly the experience that we had with the camera that involves all three components, which of course is our recommendation, as you may have seen in previous videos. So what to expect from this video? First, we're gonna see what you get in the box when you buy the model that involves such components that we just mentioned. Second, we're gonna see how you can install it, simple tips, and how fast it is to do it. Third, we're gonna see how to set up the app so you can customize your camera. We're gonna be then checking your recordings. We're gonna analyze sample footage of the camera angles covered by them, and of course, the quality that you should expect. Video size, micro SD capacity, and more. As it is usual, we're gonna end up with our conclusions and recommendations, and we're gonna leave you by the end of this video with some additional footage taken by this camera. We're gonna take our time explaining all this to you, so make sure that you have enough time to listen to everything that we have to say. So if you're looking for the perfect camera for your vehicle, you make an informed choice. Okay, so what you get in the box, which comes very well packaged with the tags corresponding to the specific model that you ordered, matching your vehicle, is the documentation, user's guide, troubleshooting guide, QR codes for downloading the app. I mean, all the documents that you need, and then you will find the camera itself. We're gonna see in a moment what these connectors are for. Once you see the camera, you understand how the lens that goes right here is gonna cover and point forward the vehicle. Very conveniently located buttons for capturing specific moments or powering off the device manually. These are the connectors that you're gonna use. I will show you in a moment what they are for and how they are connected. This one is the rear-facing camera that maybe is actually multi-purpose, and you can even use it inside the cabin oriented for the occupants of the vehicle. You will then find the accessories, the GPS module, and that's it. It also includes, by the way, a 128 micro SD, and talking about that is a very good idea to get an additional micro SD card. As we always say in our videos dedicated to dashcams, you will also find the accessory that will help you guide the cabling through your car and through the upholstery of your car, and the specifically designed connector that we mentioned. In this case, this one is the connector that goes to my rear view mirror, and this one is the one that goes to the connector of the car. In case that you want to use the built-in G sensor of the camera for situations in which you want to monitor your vehicle when it is parked and the camera needs to be always powered on, this is the connector that you'll want to use, as it uses the two pins of the ODB2 port for powering up the camera. About this, always check the conditions of your battery. This one is the adhesive mount that is going to be fixed to your windshield and to which the camera snaps in place. Okay, so as you can see right here, this is what we advise always to do. Check everything that you get on top of your desktop, check the connectors, and ideally configure it right here. However, this is not the case as the camera is powered by a specific connector, so you'll have to do it on site inside your car. Not to worry, as this camera is plug and play and it is ready to be used. Okay, so for installation, as we said, the first important aspect is to see what you got and the order in which you're gonna do it. We're gonna first install the camera, so we're gonna use the adhesive mount and this connector that is gonna be in the middle of the power source of your rear view mirror, and it's gonna be acting as a power splitter. We're gonna install them in order. We're gonna check the camera first, then install additional modules like the rear view camera and the GPS. Install your micro SD, check connectors again, identify what each button does once in place. This noting the rear view camera is very important. In my particular situation, it was very simple to install. Disconnect your rear view mirror, connect the harness included, so you'll have the connector to the camera ready to be used, and will come on once you turn on the vehicle. If you want, and this may be easier for many, dismount the rear view mirror, which you can do with a T20 or T15 Torx screwdriver. This will let you comfortably connect everything, then use the adhesive mount. Be careful not to do what I just did. As I was handling my camera, I didn't align it correctly, and once in place, may be quite hard to remove it. Then replace your mirror, connect, making sure that all the cables go underneath the wiring cover or organizer. In this case, I forgot to include the GPS module cable, not a problem. And this is how it will look once you organize them all. A very interesting design, as you can see, a big upgrade from my older camera. For the GPS module, just find the right spot. I did it just by the speaker. Be careful, and this is very important with powerful speakers, not to create some interference with them. Guide the cable under the upholstery and the lining of your car, remembering that the GPS module must be facing upwards. These are the situations, like I mentioned, in which the included tool may be very handy. You will not have to disassemble anything. Just think beforehand where you're gonna hide all the excess wiring. You will have to do exactly the same for the rear camera. It is actually very simple. As I mentioned in my last video, my heavily tinted windows may have an undesired effect, not only at night, but also at times in which sunny days may reflect the light, affecting the recording quality. This is important to note, as most cars today have a darker rear window. Now let's see what you have to do in order for you to customize your camera, as these cameras do not include any LCD screen. 3 simple steps, by the way. Install the app, connect to the Wi-Fi signal that the camera transmits, connect to the camera from the app, of course, and start not only browsing your videos, but also configuring how the camera behaves and records. Also very useful to connect beforehand so you can point correctly the cameras. A brief aside at this point, all modern cell phones, if they connect to a Wi-Fi network that doesn't provide internet access, will end up disconnecting, something we can disable in the settings of each mobile phone. If your camera has the GPS module connected, you will see that in that home page, the altitude, current speed, and acceleration is displayed. Default camera, of course, is the frontal camera. Using this button, you can switch to the rear camera. Menus and settings are right here, very intuitive by the way, and very simple. Sound recording or not, speaker volume, the resolution of the cameras, photo resolution, the loop size of your videos in terms of duration, more about size and capacity of the microSD in a moment, exposure, watermarks, speed units, dynamic range, sensitivity of the G sensor for collision sensing. This is critical for parking mode, which this camera supports, and of course the card format utility. Simple yet very customizable. Let's remember that most of the times none of these values have to be changed. Maybe every so often reformat your card, change the speaker volume. It is, by the way, a good reminder when it notifies that it has started recording or not.
Start recording.
As these cameras do not feature an LCD screen, so that would be the way of telling if your recording has failed, say for example a defective microSD. Analyzing the sample footage of this camera could not be any easier. You can check, by the way, recordings in 2 different ways: connecting to the camera and accessing the clips by pressing these 2 buttons and choosing the clip that you want, which is convenient, but probably too slow for advanced users. The other option is that you can just remove the microSD card, insert it in your computer, and this is what you'll see. This is the size of a 1-minute recording for the frontal camera, and this is the size and the characteristics of the video for the 1-minute recording in the rear view camera. Images and captured footage speak for itself. Quality of the recordings is actually very good, particularly in daylight conditions. Remember that by the end of this video, we're gonna leave some additional sample footage for you. At this moment, it's very important to analyze how good its viewing angle is, which is something that we usually do on top of our desktops, but due to the nature of these cameras, we're gonna do this over here. This is about the angle that is covered by the frontal camera. Very good reading, considering that we have seen other cameras claiming big angles, but they are actually not so good. Now this one is the angle covered by its rear-facing camera. Fantastic for both. Sensitivity of the front-facing camera is actually very good, even at night, considering how tinted my windows are, and it affects directly the quality of the recording. Same for the rear-facing camera. Quite difficult to capture at night, as this is a 95% nanoceramic film installed in these windows. 15 days using this camera, by the way. If you continue to watch this video published, our experience continues to be great, and no problems we've had so far. Quality is very good, the camera is very reliable, both cameras, and if my windows were not so dark, night footage would be even clearer. As for our conclusions and recommendations, let's go to our first recommendation. One that we have always encouraged dashcam users to follow is to carry around a spare microSD card in your glove compartment. There may be many situations in which you might need to quickly access recording from a laptop, computer, or a mini PC like this, but need to continue recording while checking. So you will just want to swap cards and might even check the recordings later, and your camera continues as if nothing had happened. By the way, this one is among the few cameras that we have used that support 256GB microSD cards with no problem. Another recommendation is to practice where the buttons are located and what each one of them does, as you may want to quickly take a picture of something happening around your car and you may not even remember that your camera had such an option. Dashcams are fantastic. Just imagine if every car had one installed. There had been a few situations in which I have had to access my recordings, most of the times for other drivers. Felt good helping them document an event. Our conclusions are very simple. You will get a very reliable dashcam with an extraordinary viewing angle, crisp image for the frontal camera, and extraordinary video support from the rear-facing camera, either for cabin or external view. If you bought it with GPS, fantastic, as you may have awesome tools, as you'll be able to monitor even the speed of the car at every single moment. Also G-sensor values. Versatility for locating the secondary camera wherever you want is an awesome feature, not only for cars, but for trucks, buses, or service vehicles. As for my experience, I can tell you that once you have a dashcam in your car, even your driving will improve as you're being documented. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching this video. Remember that the idea for us is to bring to you the experience that we've had with all these great cameras, so if you're in the decision-making process of getting a new one, you make an informed choice. We're gonna leave you with some sample footage of this camera and see you next time. This is just another way of having your camera. You can have your camera pointing to the inside of the vehicle, and you can have the other camera to the front.